What's going on out there, good people? It is your boy Look Around with LMD Trading. And you know what time it is. It is time to get these trades reviewed. And boy, oh boy, do we have quite a few trades to review today. Today was a good day in the market. We were green in our small account and green in our main account. Took two option plays in the main account on Facebook and on the SPY after we finished trading in the small account. And both of those were nice green trades. And then we took quite a few trades in the small account today. A few of them red, most of them green. But we'll get Trader View pulled up here and take a look at the details. Definitely quite a few more trades than we usually take. We took a total of 11 trades today. Closed P&L on 163, so that's real nice. Definitely left quite a bit of money on the table today. Some of the trades definitely were not good trades. Should not have been getting into them. But the good thing on it was we took our stops and we looked for another trading opportunity and made the best of it. So, and then we took one trade here, Apple, that you see we lost $1 on. This trade here was a snafu on my part. Got in the trade and the trade moved in our direction. By the time I set the brackets, it set my stop pretty much at break even. The trade pulled back and it hit that stop before I had time to adjust it and move it where it needed to go. But we'll take a quick look at our thumbnail watch list this morning, see what we were looking at and just kind of see how they played out on the charts. These here, top 5 are pretty much going to probably be my staples, with maybe the exception of SE, because sometimes SE's spread could be a little bigger than normal. But we were watching Apple, AMD, Facebook, Microsoft, and then like I said, we got SE here. And then these three here were on the option scanner, and we added them. I wanted to take a trade on Etsy. It was looking good. Only thing on Etsy was that the option open interest was extremely thin. So didn't want to take a trade on that with thin open interest and not be able to get out of them. But we see pretty much everything kind of just pull back this morning. OXP was on the list to go higher, as was IWM, but we see they kind of popped and then basically just rolled over with the market and took a decent trade on IWM, not so decent trade on XOP, and we did lose a little money on that trade. But we'll go ahead and get the charts pulled up and we will start looking at these trades. So first trade of the morning that we took was on the SPY. So let's get the SPY pulled up. There we go. And we can see what the SPY did. It pretty much stayed below VWAP all day, trading in a downtrend. Then it traded in this channel, broke the channel, and it hit another downtrend. But let's do that. Make the candles a little bigger so we can kind of see the pattern, if there was a pattern. And the first trade that we took was at 936. Let's find that 936 candle. It is right there. So we were getting in right here. All I could do is shake my head. all I could do is shake my head, because if you've been watching my videos long enough, you know that is no confirmation. No confirmation. This thing did exactly what it was supposed to do. We got in right here. Would have had our stop up here. And let's see what time we got out of this one. We got out of this one in 2 minutes. We got out at 9:38. Boom. Out of this one at 9:38 as it is coming back up to the VWAP. And we took a loss of $36 on this trade. So this one came down, broke this area. We would have wanted to see this pullback, which is good. This came down right here. Decent entry is right here. That's a decent entry right there. I just noticed something. Give me 1 sec. Let me turn on the volume on these charts. There we go. So we can kind of see what volume was doing as well. So we got in. We would have wanted to see this pull back, keep testing this, and then break. So here actually would have been the optimum entry as it's breaking low of the day. And that's confirmation that it's going to go back down. So out the gates, not so good of a trade, and we lost $36. Again, take the stop and keep it moving. I could have taken this hard stop out and said, well, it hadn't shown me that it's going to break back up to the upside, so let's just try to play it out. And this would have been a green trade. We probably would have made decent money on that trade, but that's not really what we're supposed to do. So we did what we were supposed to do, got out of the trade and looked for another opportunity. We found that opportunity at guess what time? 9:38. So basically we stop out at the beginning of 9:38 and we get out of this one almost basically 9:39. So we're getting in this one right here as it's breaking here. Again, hindsight 50-50, me looking at this and reviewing it, I should not have been getting in until it broke this candle. So was in a little early, should have been getting in as it's breaking that right there. So definitely a little early, but we did have this nice top and tail forming. Decent volume at that time. Decent volume at that time. And we got out of this one at 9:43. Let's see where we got out. We would have been getting out in that candle right there. So got in. It kept pressing down. Could have played this all the way down to here. And I can't remember if I had this on the chart at that time or not, but I'm pretty sure I did. So could have played this all the way down to there, but we made $76 on that trade. And the good thing about these contracts, like I said, I'm going to keep on saying it. I appreciate Cody for calling me out. These were March 7th contracts, so they expired today. And we paid $164 for these contracts. So paid, what's that, $328. So we paid $328 and we made $76. That is excellent return on your money. And like I said, probably left maybe another $50, at least 25 on the table for that move right there. But got what I wanted out of the trade, and that got us back green on the morning. So we were good to go. Next trade, we were back in the SPY again. And today was a lot of what seemed to me at the time, a lot of quick scalpy kind of trades that I was taking this morning. A lot of quick scalpy trades. So next trade that we got in, 947. So we were getting into this one right as it was coming down into this area of what was going to act as resistance, because we're trying to go lower. This is going to act as resistance. So not a good trade. The good trade would have been to get in on this pullback. Look at that nice pullback. Get in as it breaks the low of this candle. And again, we can play it until it comes down to this area. We see that this put up no fight this time. It busted right through it. So that there would have been the good trade. But again, we were in like a scalpy mood. And this one here, we got out of at 9:49, right at the bottom, almost at the bottom here, as this was about to start making its way back up. We saw that it was not going to continue to go down and do what this did later. We saw it was not going to do what that one did. It started pulling back up, and we got out of that one and made $26. So it wasn't in vain. We made 26 bucks. Again, just like a quick scalp. Just a quick scalp play. And then the next trade that we took, and we hadn't even made it to 10 o'clock yet. And we're coming up on our fourth trade. This one here was Apple. This is the one that people say they wish they can get a trade back. This was the one I wish I can get the trade back. And we see what Apple did. It kind of just pulled down, tested VWAP, came up like it was going to do something, and then failed again. Had it set that higher high, then it may have had a chance, but it failed, and failed big time. Never did get back below or get back above VWAP. But we'll go ahead, blow those up. And this one here, we got in at 9:59. Bam. So if you look at it on the 1 minute, it looks like a nice entry. On the 2 minute, here would have been the entry, as it's breaking down. So late entry here. This was a late entry. Could have got in right here, set the target up here, but we got in right here, or not set the target, but set the stop right there. We got in here. Stop now would have been here. And we got in this trade, went to set our bracket, and this thing popped nicely. Came back up and stopped us out. And the reason it stopped us out was because when it made this move and I went to set my brackets, it set my stop pretty much at break even, because when you're setting your brackets, they're kind of moving with the stock. So they're kind of moving up and down as the stock is moving up and down. So usually when you set them, it hadn't really had a chance to pop. So when I set it, let's say that the stock is down here. So it's going to put the bracket here as opposed to the stock being here, and you set the bracket and it sets it up here somewhere. So this one popped. It set the stop up here somewhere as opposed to up here somewhere. And when this pulled back, it stopped us out for a $1 loss. So we see that this would have pulled back, or would have come down, pulled back, and then went. So we would not have gotten stopped out up here, and we definitely would have hit our target. Or if we were going to manage this, we might have gotten out right here. But that move there definitely, what is that? Yeah, that definitely would have made us our target easy. But we got out of that one. We got in it at 9:59 and 39 seconds. and we stopped out at 10 o'clock and 16 seconds. So about 36 seconds is all that move took. And it was stopping us out right up in here somewhere. So that's what it did. We got in, it popped. We set the bracket, which set our stop right there. And then this came right back up and hit it, and it stopped us out. So just one of those things. But what it'll do is teach me, like, okay, pay attention to where that stop is being set at. All right, sorry about that. I had to cough there for a second. But that there will pretty much go into trader view as a flat trade when it should have been a green trade. So it's all good, all good. We live and we learn. That's why I say every day is a learning experience. But next trade that we took, we were back on the SPY again. Let's get the SPY back pulled up. Blow the candles back up again. And this one we got in at 10:02. Let's see what we were looking at 10:02. So here we were getting in right there. Definitely not a good area of entry again, because we are coming right into this area of support. Right into this area of support. And this one here, we did not take our stop. We traded the chart. So we let this come back up, and then it came on back down, and we got out of this one at 10:15. Where is 10:15? We got out right there on this candle as it made this move and was coming back up to retest this area. It made $24 on this trade. Again, we got in, we would have stopped out. Most definitely would have stopped out. But we traded the chart, let it come back, came back down. Now we're just happy that we were green on the trade. Could have set the stop where it should have been at that point and then let this play out, and we would have gotten paid nicely on it. But like I say, made 25 bucks on this trade, or $24. So again, not the best trade, but we made money on it. Not the best trade, but we made money. And now we're getting to the ones that we added to the watch list this morning. First one being IWM. And this one we had on there to go higher. And look at what it did. Kind of chopped around, pulled back, made a little slight move. And let's see what we did here. So this one we got in at 10:03. So we would have been getting in on that candle right there. And we see what it did. Came back, tested the VWAP and pulled back. And we got in just as it was pushing up over the VWAP. Again, quick scalp mentality. And it was really based on the prices. Like these contracts here, again, March 7th expirations, they're expiring today. $71, $0.71. So $71 per contract. We were taking this trade knowing that we might catch resistance here, but knowing here is probably going to be our target. And we got out of this one at 10:05. 10:05 and 42 seconds. So basically as it was pulling back off of this candle right here. So it busted straight on through this first little area of concern. Didn't quite make it up to here and started pulling back, and we got out. And on this trade, we made $30. Made $30 on this trade. So just quick base hits. That's all we were really doing today. Quick base hits. And we see once this thing failed, it failed. It failed. And let's see. Did it ever get back above? Never got back above VWAP. So quick scalp. Quick scalp. And we got $30 out to trade and kept it moving. Next trade was the other one that was on the watch list, XOP. So we see what XOP did. Again, we had this one on the watch list to go higher, and it kind of popped early in the morning. But we had the bright idea on this one to play puts. And the reason that we played puts, if you see here, it's kind of came up, pulled back, and then it's made these 3 wide range green candles, getting extended from the VWAP. Not really a pattern that's in my trading plan, but we see it had these nice candles. Slight pullback to this area here of support, but we see it's a shallow pullback. Pullback should have been to about right here, which is half of that move. But a shallow pullback, thought process is it's going to be a shallow run and it's going to roll over. That's exactly what it did. We just didn't time it right. So we got into this trade at 10:10. So we were getting in on this candle, on this, let's see, right there. So we're getting in on this candle just as it's breaking this. So we got top and tail, red top and tail. Let's get in and let's play it. Let's see if we can play it back down to this area. Let's see if we could play it back down to that area. And we stopped out on this one at 10:17. So we'll come over here, find 10:17. And stopping out as this came back up to here. Was that 10:17? No, hold on. Let me make sure. Yep, it's 10:17. So we were stopping out here. So we probably got in this a little late too. Probably got in this a little late. Stopped out as this was coming back up to this area right here. And look at what it did though. Set some top and tails, and then it rolled over and it did exactly what we thought it would do. Come and test this area. So it tested it a couple of times, broke, tested the VWAP, and then failed. Came back, tested VWAP, failed again. So again, this is not one that's in my trading plan, but it was one that I just saw and I'm like, okay, this should at least pull back to here. And it did. It just wasn't on our time frame. It wasn't on our schedule, but took the stop. And again, let's find another entry. And these here we paid $112 for. And these were going to expire on March 11th. So paid $112, sold them for $101, taking a $11 per contract loss. So we lost $22. Again, we don't take this stop, we'll get paid on this trade. If we don't take the stop, we'll get paid on the trade. But at the same time, we could have not taken this stop, and this thing still could have been strong. And now we holding up here at like a $50 loss. So bad trade, good stop. And as was said before, let's try to find another trade. And that's what we did. Next trade was Facebook. And Facebook just bled. Look at all of that red. Facebook bled all day. And guess what? We missed all of this. Right here, excellent entry as it's breaking these bottoming tails. Excellent entry. But we missed all of that, and we got in this one at 10:38. So we got in this one a little late, but this one was a nice trade with a different little thought process. And again, this is more so because of the cost of the contracts. These contracts expire March 11th, just like the previous contracts. And on this one, instead of the normal, let's say 0.25 to 0.45 delta that I would usually buy and having to put the stop right here, I think these I purchased and they were 0.2 or 0.1, or not 0.2, but 1.12 or 0.15 deltas. And what that allowed me to do was have the stop up higher. So if I stop out, I'll stop out for the same amount that I usually will stop out for, but it gave me a wider or a looser stop. Thought being, this is a little extended. This has to pull back. So let's give it room to pull back, but let's also give this trade room to breathe. And that's what we did. We got out of the first contracts, or the first contract, because we only had two. So we got out of the first contract at 15.12. And I'll bring this back down once we get it marked on the chart. So let's see where 15.12 is. So 15.12, that would have been on that candle. And then the next one, we got out as the market was just about to close at 15.55 right here. And I'll give you the numbers. So we got in here. Again, stop is up here now. And we're just going to let this trade play out. We're just going to let this thing play out for as far as it can go before the day ends. And I think you've heard me say it in a few of my videos, buy and hold till end of day. And I was just trying to think, okay, what's a good way to do that and not increase my risk? Let's lower the delta. Lower the delta to about half, and you can double that stop. And look at the numbers on what this did. Bought the contracts for $74 each. So paid $74 per contract. This first contract that we got out right here, we sold it for $99. So we made $25 on that move right there. And then this contract down here, we sold for $111. So $111, giving us a total P&L of $62 on this trade. So on a $148 investment, we made $62. We almost made a 50% gain on this trade. So definitely was a good trade. Good. I think I thought this one out pretty good. If you're watching, let me know if you think I thought that one out pretty good. But this here turned out to be a good trade. Let's get moving. Next trade, SPY. This one here, this was our second red trade of the day. Took 11 trades. 2 of them was red. That's not bad. That is not bad. But ouch, ouch, ouch. I'm looking at, I did not look at the number or the times on this one. Got in this one at 10:51 and 28 seconds. This had to have been a horrible entry. 10:51. So we're getting in on this candle. It's hard to say where we were getting in at. But look what, I don't know what it was about the SPY today. Every one of them that I took was coming into this area. Now, I may have been getting in down here. I will admit, because I don't know exactly where when I'm putting these. Looking at the chart, I would say that I was getting in down here. So I'll drop, and I don't even need to change that other arrow because you're going to see why. So getting in as it's breaking this area. Again, no confirmation that this is going to go lower. But got in right there. 10:51 and 28 seconds. And we stopped out at 10:51 and 57 seconds. And that's why I say I don't even need to move that arrow. Because got in, bang. Stopped out, $28. $28 loss in that little short pop right there. So that was our second red trade of the day. Definitely was not a good trade at all. At all. But as I say, take your stop, look for another entry. That is exactly what we did. Got back in the next trade, this time as it was breaking that area. And we got in this one at 10:54. So just as it was breaking that area. And we got out of this one just as it was coming down here. And that there, we made $44. So we lost, what did I just say? 28. So we lost 28 in this move, and then we made 44 in the move back down. Again, not a good trade. We're not seeing confirmation. We do have this nice top and tail here, but that's not really a good sign that this is going to just pop down. So not a good trade, but it was a green trade. And then our final trade of the day, Apple just wanted to just do us wrong today, because I don't even know why this is a call play when everything was going down. So let's look at the chart on this one. And if you haven't already hit that like button, please do so. Please do so. Please go ahead, hit that like button. Okay, now I see why. Because I'm like, why would you play the call on this? But now I see why. Still not a good reason, though. But yeah, like I said, if you hadn't hit that like button, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you could be made aware. But let's get this last one reviewed and we will be on our way. So we see Apple came down, tested this area, still a lower high, but now it's set a higher low. Came back up, higher high, higher low, higher high, testing the VWAP. Again, we're just looking for a quick pop. That scalp mentality. Look at what it did. But look at where we stopped out at. 11.12. 11.12. I thought I was on the right candle. Yep, right there. So we got in right here. Stopped out right there for a $12 loss on 2 contracts. Stop should have been down here. Stop should have been down here. We're risking $25 per trade. Stop should have been right there. It would not have touched our stop. Would have popped, came back, There's the confirmation right there. And then it went. Apple did this to us today. Flat trade that should have been green, and a trade that we stopped out when it came back to VWAP and only took a $12 stop when our stop should have been down here below this area of support. And like I say, we took a $12 loss on that one. So finishing the day up 163, and I can honestly say that this day should have been a much better day. Definitely should have been a much better day. But hope you enjoyed the review. This one was a little longer because we did take quite a few more trades than we usually do. And this may be the norm. This may be the norm if we get nice action. I had looked at the SPY yesterday evening, so Sunday evening, once the market had opened back up after 8 o'clock, after hours on Sunday, and it had gapped down $6. So kind of knew that the market was ripe to go a little lower today. And let's see where it finally finished at today, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. So yeah, this thing just bled all day. Had a few pullbacks, but it just consistently bled all day. Had a high of 431, low of 419. So wicked range right there for the day. That is a wicked day for the SPY. And made some decent money on it, but hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up, and we'll do it again tomorrow. Peace.